This week on the Spotlight, we go to Sox Fest. We talk to a young pitcher who has plans on cracking the starting rotation. And then we talk to a Chicago Bull who was not too happy about a recent loss. They're on the road, you know. And then we talk to trivia people at Salerno's, the championship match. And we flash back to one of the greats who played in Chicago, Greg Maddux, Hall of Famer, this week. Check out my website, benkowski.com, for my weekly article and up-to-the-minute trivia sites. From wherever Chicago sports teams are making news, it's the 25th year of the Sports Spotlight. Flowers for every imaginable occasion at Lansing Floral Shop. Call them at 708-474-1212. They deliver. You've got to get to Jack Desmond's Irish Pub. They'll have Benkowski Trivia Friday, January 31st at 6 p.m. Eat, drink, and play. Easy to reach at 10339 South Ridgeland. A fun place, great food, drink, and trivia. Jack Desmond's. Want to get a haircut from a great hairstylist? Call mine, Rose Murillo, 312-726-2201. With a 30-year Southwest Side tradition, Huck Finn is open 24 hours to serve you with great breakfasts like the Becky Thatcher, soups, great lunches, 1/3 pound burgers, clubs, and much more. Dinners from seafood to steaks to pasta, great donuts, and ice creams. With 3 locations at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. Stop in today. You know Huck Finn is open. The T-Wax Company, real estate investments, a chance for you to buy Chicagoland properties and have profit opportunities since 1985. Call my friend Mr. Thomas at 773-456-3057. Make money. The T-Wax Company. Jukebox Billiards, 25% off on all new pool tables and shuffleboards, official supplier of the United Center. Celebrating their 25th anniversary, table moving and recovering. Call them at 219-836-2550 in Munster. JukeboxBilliards.com, a great place. Jukebox Billiards for all your billiard needs. You got to check out Mr. C's Midway Bar at 4654 West 63rd Street. You know, they're open till 2 a.m. every day. They got the best Bloody Marys, and I know I've had them. Great neighborhood prices, a fun place to be. We'll have a video shoot there coming up in December. I'll see you at Mr. C's on 63rd Street. Calabria Imports, great Italian food, and a fine deli. Mention this TV ad for 10% off of your order. They've got catering and fine sandwiches at 1905 West 103rd Street. You got to check out Calabria Imports. Last time there, I got some sausages, some very fine foods of all kinds. Calabria Imports, 1905 West 103rd Street. We're back on the Spotlight. It's the 2014 Sox Fest, and we're here to talk some pitching. One guy who came up in 2013 and looked pretty sharp at times was Eric Johnson, a guy with some great physical skills, wonderful fastball. Generally, through his early part of his minor league career, a great strikeouts to walks ratio. And we caught up with him at Sox Fest to find out his thoughts about cracking the rotation from the beginning of the year, because in my opinion, he should. We're back on the Spotlight at Sox Fest, and we're talking pitching now. And I'd like to find out your thoughts about going into this season. A lot of excitement with a lot of new faces on your club, and you with a legitimate chance at starting from day one.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of good opportunities for myself and a lot of good opportunities for some new guys, some old guys, whatever, some new guys on the team. And I think, willing, things will work out and guys keep their head down and keep working hard. I think it's with spring training and we'll get a good vibe going.
Tell me about the lessons that you learned pitching at the major league level last year. You seemed in great command in many of your starts. What were the number 1 or 2 things that you learned about major league pitching?
I think it's you got to really take care of what you can control with working ahead in the count, first pitch strikes, limiting your free bases, and I think all those small things really lead to the bigger and better things that you want being out there. But it's really, you got to control what you can control out there.
Well, if you were dissatisfied with your walks, was it that you were just flat out wild, or were you trying to be too fine and nibble?
No, I think it just comes down to working ahead in the count and really putting your focus on doing that. First 2 out of the first 3 strikes, and just keep pounding the zone.
Did you work well with your catchers? Do you feel they guided you well? Because I know it got some pretty young catchers in addition to being young yourself.
Yeah, I threw to every catcher I had in September. I think I threw to him in either AAA or AA. And
so you had some chemistry.
I did have a pretty good connection with Josh and Brian Anderson and Miguel Gonzalez. Excuse me. But yeah, I enjoy. They all receive well, and I enjoy throwing to them.
As you go into spring training, talk about your excitement level and maybe a little different approach this spring training with major league action under your belt and a pretty solid chance to win a starting 5 job.
I think for me, the routine doesn't change. It's just refining, and if you need to make a change here and there, but it's all the same stuff that I've been doing, and it's my routine, and I've it's worked thus far, so I'm going to stick with it.
Speaking of routines, from the season's end, October, November, December till now, what kind of stuff do you work on because this is not like the 1950s where players took 5 months off and then had to lose 20 pounds in spring training.
No, it's for me. I take some time off, but I get right back at it. I don't pick up a ball till about mid-December, and then I'll start playing some catch and build up with some long toss and get into my bullpens. But I'm in the gym almost every day, and it's an ongoing process. This is my job. I mean, I take it very seriously, and it's something that I love to do.
Tell us, because I'm not recalling this conversation. I think we had it last fall. Tell us a little bit about your early days in baseball, where you grew up, and what major league teams or individual players you appreciated.
For me, I grew up in Northern California, in the Bay Area, and for me, I followed the Giants growing up, San Francisco Giants. And for me, I was a super active kid. Whatever games I'd watch on TV, I'd want to go play out in the front yard. So for me, it was more about playing the sports and following the teams. But luckily for me, I have pretty good weather all year, so the activity outside doesn't stop.
Good point. Were there other pro sports or sports generally that you played and liked besides baseball?
Yeah, growing up, I played more sports than you can almost count. I mean, whether it was basketball, football, soccer, even. I mean, I was into them all. But it's going up through high school, I was a 3-sport athlete. I played some football and basketball and of course baseball. So
was baseball a clear-cut winner, or did some coach or relative pull you aside and say this is your best career path?
For me, I think I enjoyed baseball. It's always been a sport that I've enjoyed playing, and I enjoy being out there on the field.
Well, we wish you the best in 2014, and like to see you get about 30 starts and 15, 17 wins.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Okay. Since 1967, El Jardín has been serving the finest Mexican food. Before, after, or during ball games, located conveniently just 3 blocks south of Wrigley Field, 3335 North Clark. Whether there's a game or not, you still get hungry, and El Jardín has great service, great food, and great drinks. I've enjoyed every meal I've had there, and you will too. So get to El Jardín for great Mexican food at 3335 North Clark Street in Chicago. You'll be glad you did. You've got to get to Lansing Floral Shop. Open at 8 a.m. daily.
Besides a great array of live flowers, they have custom silks, Bridgewater candles. They want you to plan your parties early at a wide delivery area. They're located at 3420 Ridge Road in Lansing, or you can call 708-474-1212. Weddings, funerals, birthdays, anniversaries, and guys, try the No Reason flower. Believe me, it works. Lansing Floral Shop. Give them a call, 708-474-1212. You've got to get to the Cove. Benkowski Trivia will be there Wednesday, January 29th, and again February 12th at 8 p.m. Great people and a great game at 1750 East 55th Street, right by the lake. The Cove gets great accolades in the newspaper articles and whatnot. Get there, to the Cove. Cornelio's Mobile Auto Glass. They come to you. You call them at 773-908-6081. Lowest prices, new and used. Open Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. They'll do your windshield, back window, or sides. They did a great job for me. They'll do a great job for you, and you'll be amazed at how quickly they come in and finish it up. Cornelio's Mobile Auto Glass. For a great meal, get to Amelia's Bar and Grill. Open for lunch and dinner daily, private parties and catering, a unique mixture of fine dining and Mexican specialties brought to you by the great chef Eusebio Garcia. They're at 46th and Halsted. I've had great meals there, and you will too. Amelia's Bar and Grill, 46th and Halsted.
We're back on the spotlight. I'm at the United Center, but the Bulls are not. It's that Western road trip that they take this time of year, the ice show thing. And although the team often tries to bill it as an opportunity to unify, it's tough out west. The balance of power is certainly there in the NBA amongst quality teams this year, with as many as 10 winning teams in the West and only about 5 in the East. And the drudgery of that road trip can often take its toll. The players try to put on positive faces. The first person to reference it will be Taj Gibson, who just before they left was forced into many extra minutes, as so many Bulls have been over the last couple years with the high injuries sweepstakes. Joakim Noah sick this particular day, and he was sorely missed. Gibson references that as well in a rather somber Bulls locker room as they left for the Western trip.
Give Taj credit. He talks win or lose, but a huge group was around him after this particular game, and he tried to address what was missing from the Bulls.
He was playing real phenomenal. He's one of the vocal leaders on the court, rebounding, playing defense, controlling the offensive end as far as making plays for guys. But like we said, things like that's going to happen. It's always up to the group and the guys behind it just to gather up and try to push forward. We learned from tonight. We're going to watch some film, but you just got to keep pushing forward. Guys are going to get hurt, but hopefully next game we're going to have him and Kirk back, and hope we can get our mind right.
Why do you think Western Conference teams have been so difficult for you guys so far this year?
I don't really know. I don't know. It's tough to call because I just feel like we just get off on the wrong foot at home sometimes. That's what I really think. I think that some days we're phenomenal in the first quarter and we finish games strong, and some nights we just don't even know our identity. And tonight was one of those nights we came out slow. And it was frustrating because right when you come out slow, it determines basically dictates the game. And they got a lot of confidence early, and that got them going. But we're going to win the West. We're going to get a huge wake-up call as far as how West has played. So I feel that we're capable of being West Coast teams. I just feel that we have to have our mind right at the right time. We can't be playing around as far as just understand what we have to do. Tibbs, Joe's on the line. We just have to follow the lead and do it. And it's a slow process, but we'll get it. It's frustrating though.
Do you like the fact that you start off in San Antonio, which obviously is an upper echelon team, and you guys seem to step up when the competition is high, or was that a tough get that first game?
It's a tough one It's a tough one soon you get in. We're going to play against our old teammate Marco. He's going to want to draw blood. We're going to play against a strong-minded team, and it's going to be a good test for us. We're going on the road. All we have is us. Nobody's in our bandwagon right now. All year we just hear the negatives, but we just pushing through, and I'm looking forward to the adversity we're going to overcome.
How do you think Marco's played for them this year?
I thought Marco, right now, I think Marco's playing better than any wing in the league. He's playing for a veteran team that knows how to pick the right spots for him. He's shining. I thought that he did a great job last year for us. I just always thought really highly of Marco, especially coming off the bench, a guy that can start. And I think he's a phenomenal player. And it's scary because when guys have that kind of feeling after leaving the team they want to stay with, and it can be nightmares, but we'll be ready.
After the push you had this month to get back into playoff position and everything, how big is this trip in your mind, as far as not make or break, but, putting you guys in at least staying afloat in the right spot?
It's real big. It's real big. Every team goes through this kind of adversity, you know what I'm saying? We just have to take our turn and go out there and handle business. It's always going to be one game at a time, but I like being on the road because there's no distractions. You just focus on going into a hostile environment, focus on your team, focus on the play calls, and get dubs. We did it. I remember one year we went out there in the second part of the West Coast trip, and we did a phenomenal job with the odds against us. So I really see the adversity that we're going to overcome, and I'm looking forward to it.
Minnesota definitely capitalized on Noah not being here tonight. Kevin had 31 points. How big was that for them here tonight?
It was real big. Whenever somebody gets put to the line 14 times, it's going to hurt the momentum of the game. And it was frustrating. It was real frustrating as far as myself getting fouls, Carlos. It was just real frustrating on our end. But games like this happen. Just got to watch film. Learn from it, do a little bit better. Like we said, it's still a long season, but we take that as a stepping stone every game. We're just gonna learn from it and make our adjustments in the next game.
And we will have more Taj Gibson and Bulls next week on the Spotlight. With a 30-year Southwest Side tradition, Huck Finn is open 24 hours to serve you with great breakfasts like the Becky Thatcher, soups, great lunches, 1/3 pound burgers, clubs, and much more. Dinners from seafood to steaks to pasta, great donuts, and ice creams. With 3 locations at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. Stop in today. You know Huck Finn is open. Go play at Red Shoes Billiards, 12009 South Pulaski in Alsip, featuring 16 Brunswick Gold Crown pool tables, drop fluorescent lighting fixtures, and the fabulous grade of cloth. Call 708-388-3700. And now video gaming is available at Red Shoes from open till close. And don't forget, the Illinois Lottery, too. That's Red Shoe Billiards, 12009 South Pulaski. Little Frank's Pizzeria and Bar. Easy to reach, 6353 West 79th Street. On Thursdays, $1.50 Miller and Old Style. Trivia alternate Thursdays at 8 p.m. They have $15 large pizza and pitcher all day, every day. Little Frank's on 79th. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie does tune-ups, transmission, AC service, engine repair, tire repair, oil changes, and emission system repair. They're open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., and they've done a great job for me. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie. And now another installment of our 2013 Benkowski Trivia Championship match from Salerno's. We resume the questioning in the second quarter.
Actresses. In 2002, she won for Friends. Jennifer Aniston. Yes. It's an 80. And it brings J&B to 660. Shy Sharks. Two answers required. 1998, Helen Hunt beat out 5 others, including J.E. and C.F., and it's worth 90. Don't ask me any questions. J-E-C-F. 5 seconds. Going. Yes, going. Out of time. The Elfman was good. We're looking for the other, and we go to Morningwood. Callista Flockhart is correct. 90. 810. We're still here. In 1993, Roseanne beat out some people, including K.A. and C.B. Who were those guys? 5 seconds. Candice Bergen. Going. So sorry. So the Bergen, we need the other one, and we go to Funky Monkey. You're working on K.A. 5 seconds. Going. So sorry. We go to Jax. Christy Ellie is right. It's a cleanup. Jax to 680. And now Team Cobblestone. They finished off the actresses. You got 2 champions in sports or the best of 2013? What? Okay. Yeah. You want the 2 sports then? I don't know how many you. What do you think? Okay. I don't know. I think that I'm big into enforcement and timing, and if I let it go, then I let it go. If I had started the question, I would have made them complete it. But I will say this. It does give me food for thought. Pick a spokesperson for your team, one spokesperson, and have them be the consistent spokesperson. That would be good for your team, and that would be good for everyone. Here we go. In 2013, World Series champion and NBA champion. Tell me the 2 teams. Yes. And the Red Sox, yes. And we'll be back with more trivia from Salerno's next week.
I eat on the pasta twice just...
Salerno's Restaurant and Pizzeria at Grand and Racine is the place to go before United Center Pavilion, Bulls, Hawks, Cubs, and Sox too. Dine in or carry out with great family recipes, including homemade pastas, steaks, seafood, a great fun bar area. Meet people. Have a tremendous time at Salerno's Restaurant and Pizzeria, Grand and Racine. You'll find a great variety of foods for you to enjoy at Salerno's. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie is great. Tune-ups, transmissions, AC service, engine repair, tire repair, oil changes. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. They do a great job for me, and they'll do a great job for you. They're quick, and they don't charge an arm and a leg. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair, 108th and Kedzie. Riley's Trick Shop. Of course, they had Halloween costumes. They still have football strip cards, custom T-shirts, just ordered some myself, gag gifts, tricks, jokes, magic kits. Their new location is 8086 West 111th Street in Palos Hills. Check them out, Riley's Trick Shop. They also have Santa stuff for you late-minute shoppers. Riley's Trick Shop, a great place with a lot of cool stuff. Reggie's is a great place with tons of music, interesting people and staff, great food and drink at 21st and State. And amongst the cool things they have, Benkowski Trivia. All shows are now Monday at 6 p.m. Reggie's, 21st and State, a fun place. Come play in the area's classiest billiard center, Jukebox Billiards, 7910 Calumet Avenue in Munster, 2 blocks south of 8094. Selling the most famous names of pool tables and billiard equipment. Specializing in table recovery and moving of tables. A complete pro shop with the most brand names of cues and cases. Celebrating over 20 years, excellence, top billiard tables, the place where the action is, Jukebox Billiards, 7910 Calumet in Munster.
And it was that double opener day. We go from Comiskey Park to Wrigley Field. Not exactly the most scenic drive, but one that had to be made. And as we prepare to talk about the Cubs, keep one thing in mind. This is the defending National League Eastern Division champion.
Well, I think we caught a lot of people by surprise last year. I think we were a better team than people gave us credit for. I think this year people are aware of who Dwight Smith is, who Jerome Walton is, who Lloyd McClendon is, where last year I don't think they did. I don't think the opposing pitchers gave them enough respect, and it cost them.
What about people knowing who Greg Maddux is? Keeps nibbling at 20 wins. The hitters a little bit different squaring in against you these days?
Well, I think most hitters take the same approach, regardless of who's pitching. They look for their pitch to hit, and if they get it, they go for it. I don't really think that means much.
Everybody's talking about the Mets and the Cardinals as the teams that are the big challengers. Is that how you see it?
Good. let them think that way. You know, we've got a good team, and I think if we play up to our capabilities, I think good things will happen to us.
Is there one key thing this year that's a little bit different than last year? Certainly, like you said, you surprised people. You won't be able to do that this time around.
Well, I think you got to pitch if you're going to win. I don't think there's any question that our everyday lineup is good. We've got one of the better everyday lineups in the division right now, and our pitching, we've got a lot of guys with a lot of ability. You look at the new guys in the rotation, and they have a lot of ability. There's a lot of things that they're capable of doing, and I think if they go out and do that, we'll surprise some people with our pitching staff this year.
How about seeing action in the fourth decade?
VOC, right there, Pat. Victim of circumstance. A lot of guys have played 20, 24, 5 years and haven't played in 4 decades. It's just a matter when you start. I just happen to start at the right time. If I started a year later or 5 or 6 years earlier, that would never have happened. So
shooting for 5?
Ask me in August.
Can you talk about a little extra adrenaline pump, if there is such a thing, on an opening day, regardless of whether it's the last one here or anywhere?
Opening day is always pretty special.
This week's show has been brought to you by the Lansing Floral Shop. Call for your flowers at 708-474-1212. Huck Finn, a great wide-ranging menu, along with donuts and ice cream. Open 24 hours at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. Imprint Graphics, leaders in booklet, perfect bound saddle stitch. Very competitive pricing, 708-396-1010.